Good evening, everyone. It is time for some Elder Scrolls Online. Well, I actually didn't mean to close that. As you can see, we are on my main here. I think I need to turn the volume down for the music just a little bit. Master volume is fine, but we're going to turn this down. I'd say to about that. Or maybe actually. Yeah, there we go. So, we are on my main. Today we are actually not exploring the side quests of Elder Scrolls Online because today is a big day. We are actually going to jump right into the new expansion / chapter. So Elder Scrolls Online never called them expansions. They used the monomer. Essentially, they used the word chapter to refer to their expansions. But that's effectively what they were. And because this is my main character who, at least up until a couple of chapters ago, had essentially experienced everything. See my title here, Tamriel Hero. That requires you to have completed absolutely every single quest in the game, at least in the base game, I want to say. And that, right, and so I have completed that. And so this is the character that I go to. It's my go-to character for when new content comes out that I want to play absolutely everything. And so I thought that's what we would do. So Arageld, right there you can obviously see the name of the channel here, right where we can see that inspiration. Or rather, I first had to the name Arageld. That's what I call most of my characters in games. And so I thought, well, I'll just essentially call my YouTube channel that as well. So welcome to the Season of the Worm Cult stream. We're going to see how much we experience today. One thing that I definitely want to check out is a couple of the new systems. Now, one thing that I believe has changed, it seems like they've updated the UX. So essentially UX UI. This seems a lot cleaner. And then also, if you look at the skills, the skill bar below, seems like they've cleaned up some things. So it just looks a lot sharper, a lot crisper. So that's quite nice. We are here in Vardenfell in the city of Vivec. And one thing that I want to do is we're actually going to go to the store, not to buy things, but this is then actually where we get the quest starters. And this is, so a study in discipline is I am going to accept this, but as it says right there in the description, Batra Adhunding, a seasoned adventurer, claims to know the ways of Tamriel's many mystical and martial disciplines. She has offered to teach me how to teach myself, to open up my mind to new possibilities. In other words, this is the quest that you need to unlock subclassing. And so we're going to purchase this to unlock it, but we're not going to start with that one. Instead, we're going to go to our collections, stories, and then new releases. So here then Solstice. So this is then the quest that you need to accept to get into the new region. That looks absolutely gorgeous already. The Sturk Fellowship, a coalition of alliances from Tamriel, travels to the island of Solstice to track down the returned worm cult after brutal attacks killed Guildmaster Merrick and saw Vanis Galerion captured. Join up and help end the threat. So the precursor quest to this, essentially the introductory quest, has been, or the prologue quest is what they call it, that's been out for a while. So if you haven't done the prologue quest, which you can then also, again, if you go to the Crown Store and then here quest starters, and then this is the prologue. The prologue to Solstice, I believe, is prologue to Murkmire, Necrom, Firesong, Elsewire. I wonder if it's up here. Yeah, exactly. A guild in crisis. So as you can see, I've already completed this. It is free. So I suggest if you haven't completed the prologue quest yet, I would actually start with this because it explains some of essentially the background information, introduces some of the characters for the main story there. So definitely quite important. But I've already completed that, so I'm going to accept this quest. And I will say I haven't decided whether... Yeah, West Wheels. I'm actually going to get rid of this. So the West Wheel, that's for the Gold Road. So as you can see, I actually, ever since I think Blackwood, I think that's when I stopped completing all of the quests on this character. Because I switched actually over to the PlayStation 5 for a while, and that was then my main platform or medium for Elder Scrolls Online. I've in the meantime switched back to the PC, so I will get around to those quests on and to those areas on this character. But since this area just came out, we want to spend time doing that. So we've got then the quest. We essentially, talk to Mid-Conjurer Mirmal. Where do we have to go for this? Solstice down here. Ah, okay, so interesting. It has you actually go, so teleport directly to there. I thought we would have to maybe take a boat, or, though I guess we haven't had to do that for a while. So we'll go and teleport here. So then Solstice, this is the new area. And it's then just this map here. And so it's, this is the only part of the map that's being released now. The other half of the map or so will be released at a later date. I will say, first impressions, it does seem quite small. Here, this is then the map completion, but we'll see. Essentially, we're gonna take things one at a time. Very nice loading screen. Ooh, what's that in the background? Like this huge magical, either that's a literal wave of water or a magical one. Now, seeing as this is then the new release, we're gonna have people all over the place, but that's part of the excitement as well. So let's essentially see what Mid-Conjurer Mirmal has to say.
Oh, here you are. Prince Azar told me to keep watch for you, Mainlander. I'm glad you showed up. We need all the help we can get. The Order of the Black Worm threatens to completely overrun Solstice.
I'm going to turn up the NPC talk a little bit, just to make sure, yeah, the dialogue, just to make sure that we can hear that clearly.
Oh, here you are. You may know them as the Worm Cult. This foul group of necromancers raised the Writhing Wall, cut our island in half, and gathered their forces outside Sunport. Luckily, the Stirk Fellowship followed the Worm Cult here. Oh, thank the Three Queens.
The Stirk Fellowship? Welcome to the chat, by the way. Hope you're enjoying. This is then the main, we just started the main quest here. So if you do, this will obviously spoil the main quest. So if you're not interested in being spoiled, then we'll see actually if we follow the main quest today. I just want to get this started a little bit, and then I think I want to do the subclassing main quest, and then afterwards maybe we'll explore the other areas, just so that we don't jump right into all of the story right away. Maybe we'll even do the side quests today. But anyway, so the Stirk Fellowship?
A coalition of forces from the mainland consisting of the Fighters and Mages Guilds and the Three Alliances. In fact, Prince Azar is overseeing efforts to bring Fellowship forces to Solstice even as we speak. I'm sure he'd welcome your help.
All right, I'll assist the Stirk Fellowship. Where do I start?
Report to Prince Azar outside the city. He's with Mage Feranor, about to summon the champions of the Three Alliances to Sunport. After that, he'll know where best to utilize you and will add you to the Fellowship payroll.
Oh, the Fellowship payroll, in fact. I hope we get some extra money, but I doubt it. So I'm using the add-on that essentially hides all of the interface whenever you chat with NPCs, because I don't know how all of you are, but whenever I see the chat or the text next to what they're saying, I completely ignore the audio and just read things. So I really want to be able to focus on what they're saying instead of just reading and rushing through things. So why don't you tell me a little bit more about Solstice?
You stand in Sunport, seat of House Corellania, and my home. When my ancestors came to Solstice, they found the island inhabited by Argonians from the mainland. For centuries, we have lived in peace with the Stone Nest and Tideborn peoples.
When did House Corellania come to Solstice?
In the middle of the First Era, my ancestors lost their realm in Hammerfell to the Ragada invasions, then were later banished from Somerset. A fate they brought upon themselves. Of course, we have changed our ways since those dark times.
So House Corellania is in exile here?
Once that was so, but now this is our home. Before the current crisis, Solstice had little interaction with the mainland. Oh, a few sailors and wandering merchants settled here, but most avoid Solstice. They consider the island to be cursed.
And who are you anyway?
Forgive me, I am Mermal, a mid-conjurer of the College of Rituals. I serve Regent Corinwe Corellania, Governor of Sunport. For the duration of this crisis, I have been instructed to help our new friends from the mainland in any way I can.
Well, you've mentioned the writhing wall a couple times. What is that?
Look east. See the giant spectral curtain looming over Sunport. That's the writhing wall.
Okay.
The necromancers of the worm cult conjured it when they revealed themselves here. It divides the island in two, forming an impenetrable barrier to the east.
Okay, so that's then essentially that blue wave that we saw in the loading screen. That's kind of a nice lore way to explain why we can't explore the whole island yet. Because remember, like I said, the other half of the island will be accessible in Q4 this year, they said. So not until winter, essentially. But I like how they explored, or they explained that in terms of the lore, that the necromancers summoned this giant wall, and that's why we can't access it. What's on the other side, actually?
Eastern Solstice, the other half of our island. It contains ancient ruins and is home to the Stone Nest Argonians. But we had little commerce with them even before the writhing wall appeared. What's happening over there now? We can only guess.
I'm with the Stirk Fellowship. What have I missed?
As I heard it, after the cult killed Guildmaster Merrick and captured Vorna Scalarian in the surprise attacks, Prince Azar and Gabriel Benele assumed leadership of the Fighters and Mages Guilds. They formed the Fellowship to deal with the threat.
Essentially, he's summarizing what happened in the prologue. Why did the worm cult come to Solstice?
That's unclear. All we have ascertained is that they have been gathering their members and building their strength secretly in Eastern Solstice for some time. The Fellowship tracked them here and is in the process of summoning their own forces.
All right. Okay, so we've got some information here. So so there's the writhing wall there. Oh, that's quite cool. Let's actually, let's see how close we can get up there. Okay, so here we've got some of the dailies. Ooh, we can also steal this. I assume that we've got some of the dailies here, which we're not going to pick up. We've got the achievement hunter. So yeah, battlegrounds, battleground. Okay, so this whole area, that daily is for the battlegrounds daily. We're just gonna explore a little bit. Here we've got then the stables, which I'm essentially maxed out, so I don't need to worry about that. Then we've got the harbor down here with the Tideborn song. If you'd like me to read these lore books out loud, then just go ahead and let me know in the chat, and we'll do so. But if you feel like, no, I would rather see more of essentially of the island, and I would like to explore more, then that's absolutely fine. But just let me know in the chat. Otherwise, let me know in the chat too. Would you like to unlock subclassing first, Or would you like to do the main story? Or would you like to just, first of all, explore the area, unlock the landmarks and such? Let me know in the chat what you would like to do, and we will certainly go along with that. First of all, like I said, one thing I do want to see is I want to get up close here to the writhing wall, because it really looks quite cool. It reminds me a lot of Lord of the Rings Online. When you go along the path of the dead, then there's a lot of this, right, mysticism, a lot of this magic. Looks very evil. I'm going to go ahead and steal that, but I need to hide Bastian, because otherwise he will dislike it. That's the downside to using Bastian.
Use an ancient Daedric artifact to heal. How dare the very Ansu interfere with their holy work?
All right, so I can get rid of him. And I want to turn up the audio, or rather turn down the music volume a little bit more. Please let me know in chat if the volume and everything is okay. I don't want to then make the music too quiet, and I also want to make sure that if we can hear the dialogue enough. Wow, that's really cool. Particularly when you get up close. What happens if you... Okay, I thought it was actually allowing me to walk through, but I thought maybe I would then die, essentially. That's really cool. Yeah, definitely reminds me of the paths of the dead in the Lord of the Rings. Specifically the Lord of the Rings Online, because you can actually go through there. But we've got a quest over here that we can pick up. We've got then, that's the entrance to the group dungeon, right? The Dietrich Grotto.
Grotto is cursed, outsider.
It's cursed. Okay, well then we won't go in there. But I will take those shadow spun. I'm kind of interested in just exploring everything.
You're not so close, Patches. Wouldn't want you to come.
But maybe, like I said, maybe people are interested in the subclass. I am kind of, so the introduction quest in order to unlock subclassing apparently is not anything too involved. And so I think, yeah, why don't we go ahead and do that? We're gonna, so this a study in discipline. And so we need to talk to that individual. The question is where? So essentially here we need to click on this. Ah, okay, so it actually wants us to go back to the rift. I'm surprised. Ah, you know why it's actually the quest giver isn't here in Solstice? The reason is subclassing is a feature that they've actually added to the base game. So you don't have to actually have bought this first season to access subclassing. As you can see here, everyone is crowding here.
Some give you gifts, others.
Your reputation precedes you. I have heard the tale of your war with the dragons. Your role in crowning the new queen of Inequina. Impressive. Now, perhaps, you wish to take the next step.
The next step. One thing I really like about Elder Scrolls Online is if you've done certain quests, or if you've completed certain quest campaigns and such, then a lot of the NPCs will react to that. It will unlock other dialogue options, and it just makes it a lot more dynamic, and also makes you appreciate having gone through that experience, because then the game recognizes, oh, okay, you actually put time and energy into this, and it's cool just to see that recognized. And that's another thing. That's actually one reason to maybe do the main quest, is because they also added then the different dialogue options where, depending on what you select, it may very well change the ending that you get, or at least the direction of the quest. So there seems to be kind of different paths that you can take to progress the quest. But like I said, today, right now, we're just going to focus on unlocking subclassing. So the next step.
In your travels, you have honed your skills. But a wealth of magical and martial disciplines exist across Tamriel. I have walked many paths, learned many things.
You want to teach me?
I will show you how to teach yourself, how to open yourself up to the ways of the Ardent Flame, the learnings of the Grave Lords, how to wield curative rune forms or grasp the balance of the green. All these, and more, are possible in time.
I'm interested. Tell me more.
Like the ways of the Unsay, the sword saints of old, each discipline requires focus, drive, will. Those who choose to perfect these styles are among the greatest adventurers in the world. Who knows? Perhaps one day you may master them all.
I hope so. That's the plan. I'm ready to get started.
Very well. Before you begin your tutelage, what disciplines would you like to discuss? There are many to choose from. The study of the high arcane, the duality of light and dark, perhaps, or the powers of the natural world.
Ooh, I think I would like to do the powers of the natural world, just because. So the high arcane, I assume, is then sorcerer, that's the class I am already. The duality of light and dark, I assume, is Templar. And the powers of the natural world, I would maybe think is the not the Warden. Maybe it is called the Warden. I think so, maybe. The one with the bear, essentially. And that is one that I would like to unlock. Because I think if I can, I think it would be fun to actually get the bear skill on my class.
The might of beasts. The fury of a volcano. The natural world is not to be denied. Do you wish to know more about the mysterious nature wardens?
Yeah, what's the
Or
Wardens?
the mighty flame-wielding dragon knights.
I was otherwise also thinking Dragon Knights. I mean, you have to have 2 of your base class skills. So I'm a sorcerer, so I have to have 2 sorcerer skills. And then otherwise I can have 3 other skills, though mainly, maybe only just from 2 other classes, which is why they're just giving you 2. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But I definitely want to start with Wardens.
Champions of the green. Like the mercenary, sharp as night. They are best known for their mighty animal companions, calling forth beasts to defend and attack. Their green balance discipline channels healing magic through vines and spores.
What else could you tell me?
Wardens have perfected the art of calling forth winter's embrace. The biting winds and icy shields they summon allow them to wade into frantic combat unafraid.
Okay, I'd like to discuss another adventuring style.
Of course. What would you like to discuss? The study of the high arcane? The duality of light and dark, perhaps? Or the powers of the natural world?
So here I want to do
The might
the Dark Knight, or
of
the,
beasts.
not Dark Knights,
The fury of a volcano.
the Dragon Knights.
The natural world is not to be denied. Do you wish to know more about the mysterious nature wardens? Ah, yes. Elemental warriors. Like the stalwart Bastion Hallex. With the might of the ardent flame, they call forth lava and ash. Their earth and heart discipline manifest obsidian and stone. Combined, they are an unparalleled force on the battlefield.
Yeah, so if I wanted to make myself tankier, then I could certainly use that. Bastian, my companion, already has a number of the skills from this area, so he's tankier. And I'm also quite tanky just from some of the skills. Obviously, I could be a lot tankier because I am just a sorcerer. But so I don't think I'm going to take anything from Dragon Knight specifically. At least, maybe not initially.
It's said some Dragon Knights know the rare techniques of Akaviri fighters. They use draconic power to protect themselves and rend their foes. There are few sights more intimidating than a leaping knight with wings unfurled.
All right, so I'm ready to choose. What do I do next?
Hold the disciplines you wish to study in your mind. Feel their power in your heart, and reach out with your thoughts. The path to learning these new skills begins with but a single step.
Okay, equip a new skill line, subclass a new skill line. Choose disciplines. Free. Ah. All right, so let's see how this works. So like I said, I definitely want to do Warden. Okay, and then here are the individual, animal companions. And interesting, so with the subclass, you also level it all the way up to 50. Cool. So I want to try this. I would like to, okay, nice. And then this shows the preview. That's where we can confirm that. Because I would like to summon the mirror. Yeah, I definitely want the Feral Guardian. And then otherwise, now that would be kind of interesting if we went into Nightblade Assassinate or Shadow. Whoops. No. Please cancel. Because here we could get the Shadow Cloak, and because I am a sorcerer, I've got a lot of magicka. We could essentially use that to be sneaky. So one thing I definitely want to make very clear, I'm not playing these to be meta. I do not care about meta because I mainly play essentially overland things anyway. Okay, and you can have 3 subclasses. So I'm essentially trying to figure out combinations that I think would be fun, not ones that I think are necessarily OP, or certainly not ones that fall into the meta at all. So I just wanted to let everyone know that. Now Templar would be another one. The Adric Spear. Wow, now that is cool. I think this is really cool. We'll see how the balancing's gonna be, but like, so aside from Sorcerer, Templar was one of my. I actually now find Sorcerer a little bit boring. And so it would be, and so that's why then, I would switch to a Templar to play that a little bit, or switch to a Warden. And it's quite cool that we can now just kind of combine all of these different skills into one character. That would be quite cool to have here, the Adric Spear. Dawn's Wrath is then, that's the burning and such. Yeah, no, I don't want that. And Restoring Light is healing. I don't need that either. I could double up on Warden, essentially do Animal Companions and then Winter's Embrace. This is then more of the tank. I honestly don't know Necromancer enough. This is one of the classes that I have not leveled to 50, just because I don't like the gameplay. So I don't know how well that would gel. And then the Arcanist, I have leveled, but I don't know. Okay, so this is then manifest the gibbering shield. Gibbering? Shield to protect you and your allies with your lore. So this is then more tank. Oh, okay, so tank heals DPS. Your esoteric knowledge becomes a devastating weapon. Summon the Unblinking Eye to bring the full power of Apocrypha to bear against your enemies. I don't know. I don't think I would put that. I think, okay, well, we know that we're going to do Warden, Animal Companions. Yes. So we're going to do that. Equip. Which skill line would you like to remove? Okay, so then I have to remove one of them. So Dark Magic is one I would like to remove. So I'm going to get rid of Dark Magic, confirm. And then, so we'll add that. We've got Dive. And if we then want to subclass, now I want to keep, I think next I'm going to get rid of Daedric Summoning. And I think I will actually do... So in Shadow, Blur I don't need, but I'm going to have to level anyway to get Major Evasion. And then I'll unlock Shadow Cloak. Path of Darkness, create a corridor of shadows, granting unit allies greater... Oh, that's quite nice for the speed buff. Okay, I think I am going to unlock Shadow. I'll get rid of Daedric Summoning. But that does mean... Right, so if I wanted to get rid of Stormcall, or if I wanted to get another subclass, right, like the Templar, I would have to get rid of Stormcalling, which doesn't that then... I feel like that kind of defeats a bit, defeats the purpose a little bit of, like I would have at least thought that you could have kept, right, you subclass 3, because you can see I've got 2 here, considered mastered and no longer counts against, upon reaching skill rank 50, a skill line is considered master and no longer counts against your subclass limit. Your progress toward rank 50 with equipped subclass skill lines is shared with subclass skill lines of the same name account wide. So maybe once, I think that's then what that's getting at is once I level the Warden all the way up to 50, then I don't have to unequip one of them, perhaps? We'll see. Because if I wanted to do subclass Adric's Spear... Oh, okay. No, you must have one skill line from your primary class equipped at all times. Okay, that makes sense. Then we will keep that. Shadow, we just have to keep here with Blur to level that a little bit. So, I don't know. Why don't we just... I'm not actually going to actively use it. I just need to put it on my bar. Yeah, so we'll do that. All right, confirm. If you choose to subclass Animal and Shadow, you cannot stop... Okay, you cannot stop subclassing them. Upon reaching skill rank 50, a skill line is considered master and no longer counts against your subclass limit. Anytime primary skill class skill lines, mastered skill lines in your chosen subclass skill lines may be equipped or unequipped via respecification. When you unequip any skill lines, you will be refunded for any skill points spent in those lines. Progress in those lines will be retained. However, when you re-equip those skill lines in the future, you will have to reallocate their skill points. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we're gonna keep that. So we essentially need to level Shadow now all the way up to 50, but that's fine, we will. We'll get to that. All right.
An excellent choice, Noshira.
Thank you.
Your chosen discipline will inspire new adventures, new modes of thought. I envy the start of your new journey.
Thank you, Batra.
Your choices today will not be your last. There is always something to learn, always new disciplines to explore. Go now, adventurer. Journey into danger, and learn what your skills, new and old, will make of the challenges you face.
Nice. That's good that they gave you a respec scroll just for later. Wow, look how many players are here. And this is just for this. Again, that's what I really like about the whole mega server concept is we're all essentially playing on one server. Wow, Dive can already be morphed. That's crazy. And Shadow increased to 9. Wow, that level's really fast. I'm not complaining. Path to learning. Okay, so I definitely want Shadow Cloak. That's essentially what I wanted on there. And then animal companions, we can change this. And here we want to make sure it's still Magicka. And if you more, after dealing damage, you increase your weapon and spell damage by 100 for 10 seconds, which quadruples after damaging off balance. Though I think this stamina one is better. Yeah, I would say the stamina is better. Ultimately, I just want this. Okay, and Storm Calling, I'm going to have to change. Oh, wait, no. For this, I want Destruction Staff and Elemental Storm. I pretty much only play a 1-bar, just as a heads up. Just because I don't really like the weapon switching. On the other side, I've got... This is then where I've got the... I can't use that. That's where I've got the healing. But like I said, I don't otherwise really use it much, and so... Okay, so Shadow's already at 9. Very good. And then... That is really cool. That is really cool. I wonder why that increased my rapport with Bastion, but who knows. All right, we will eat this. So, wow, that is really fast. That really did not take any time at all to unlock subclassing. Then, let's go back to Solstice, and yeah, do we have an idea of what we would like to play? Should we actually do the main story quest? Essentially, just see how far we get, or do we want to explore? We've got all of the island to explore. We can then just focus on side quests. We can just focus on exploration. Yeah, I'll give you a second to decide. I am, like I said, I am tempted to just kind of go out and explore everything. On the other hand, if we just do that, then it takes away a little bit of the novelty in finding then quests as we stumble upon them and then taking them. Wow, but this is gorgeous. That looked like Bowser for a second. Okay, so this is the main city, and is it called? No, it's called Sunport. Okay, I was wondering. I do want to check then the luxury goods, so the luxury furniture, and particularly the achievement furniture. And then we've otherwise got all of that. Let's go explore at least the town a little bit. We can also unlock, as I see, we can unlock the waypoint. Very mystical, very magic-like. The architecture here is certainly very elvish. Yes, bless you. And it reminds me of Disney, particularly because of the color, like the blue, the color scheme and the blue there. Now I imagine, Sunport seeks adventurers. The Regency of Sunport seeks skilled adventurers to assist the Collegium Praxis in various dangerous undertakings. We face threats from sea and sky, cliffs and caves, and even portals from plains beyond. You and your allies will be well rewarded for helping restore the peace and protecting our rich heritage. Speak to Chorosephina in Sunport to learn more about these opportunities. So this then is this is to unlock the dailies. Yeah, really quite nice. All right, there's the bank. What is this dude doing? I was just looking at the painting, the unfinished painting. Chekhov. Oh, that's. I thought that was a player, but that's an NPC. No, that is. Where's Chekhov? Oh, there's Chekhov.
The tide constantly rises and falls, never the same from moment to moment. That is why I have no fear of the newcomers. They are sun-kissed gifts, a sign that it is time for the tribe to embrace change and learn what it can.
Goodbye. Well, thank you, fellow Argonian. They were saying, essentially when we first started the main quest, they were saying that this area used to be predominantly inhabited by Argonians. So I should in terms of ancestry and such, feel right at home here. Now, one thing I would like to get is, so particularly with all the people here, I would like to complete the world bosses.
Groups needed for dangerous tasks.
The Collegium
I know an
Praxis-
adventurer when I see one. Are you here about the notices we posted around the city?
Yes,
There's
indeed.
gold to be earned from the Regency of Sunport if you're willing to take on the jobs we offer.
I quite like this piece here. I wish that the belts were a little bit more high quality, but I quite like how that looks. Why is the Regency seeking adventurers? What do you need help with?
Our island is beset by a sea of troubles. New problems wash ashore every day. My colleagues, Lector Volinaro, Morlia, and others are hiring adventurers. The Regency makes sure the Collegium Praxis is funded well enough to outsource a variety of tasks.
I'm interested. Where do I start?
If you prefer to work alone, talk to Lector Volinaro. If you'd rather be part of a team, find Morlia. Others might also show up needing help from time to time. Ask around and see what you find. And take this, an advance on future rewards, if you will.
Oh. Oh wow, 83 gold.
Good to meet a fellow adventurer and get you started in the right direction. Go speak to Lector Volinaro, Morlia, or anyone else nearby to tell you about what jobs are available today.
I will do that. So here's then information on the Collegium Praxis. That's quite cool. That's that skin as well. Okay, we're gonna pick these up. Lector.
I represent the Collegium Praxis and its myriad of masters and scholars in search of assistance from brawny and tawdry adventurers. And dare I say, you fit the description perfectly.
So am I brawny or tawdry? Probably more tawdry. I'm interested. What do you need?
The College of Stones is interested in restoring ruins near Sunport's Bay Forest that could prove vital in the control of the island's waterways. There's only one problem. Their restoration efforts are being impeded by horrid beasts.
So you want me to kill the beasts?
Something so crude would only provide temporary aid. No, I need someone to place these alchemical deterrents. They'll encourage the beasts to avoid the area and, by extension, the College of Stones builders. And of course, you'll be paid.
I'll place the alchemical deterrents for you.
Return when you have something worthwhile to report. They are a remarkable tool.
All right. I'm just going to skip through. I'm just going to accept these
The sort of
because I'm not really that interested in the lore for those. All right. Then I would honestly say, why don't we go ahead and, well, let me unlock this waypoint. And I would say, let's go ahead and just continue with the main quest. So I'm quite interested. Oh yeah, I wanted to check out here the furnishings. Home goods furnisher. Wow, why did my... I wonder how that leveled. Achievement furniture. This is then essentially what I wanted to see. Okay, so not many. These are usually like you have to complete all the quests and do all those things. Ooh, that's kind of cool. It did seem like something... that's the doorway. Oh, that's quite big though. You'll always want to look at the size of the squares because that will tell you then essentially how big that is. Inert portal. Solstice Bismuth. Ooh, that's quite cool. Subclassing banner. That's funny. Yeah, nice looking banner though. Sunport banner, also nice. A boat. All right, fine. And then the worm cult banner. Certainly leaves a little bit... But it doesn't give... I don't know. For the achievement... The achievement furnishing... I wouldn't say I'm too impressed, but I mean the first couple of things, I would say the first 3 items in the list were quite cool. But the banners on the whole, they're fine for just essentially being able to display what you finished. But yeah, why don't we go ahead and continue on with the main quest to see essentially what happens. I very much doubt, just because we'll be waiting for the second half of this area to release at the end of the year, so in Q4, I really doubt, or I'd be surprised if there's actually a resolution to the story that was first started in the prologue. Obviously, aspects of it will be resolved, but I don't at all expect it to be fully.
The portal anchors when you're ready, Mermal.
Go on. I'll follow your lead, Mage Ferenor.
That's quite kind of nice. I like that. Essentially, she's just holding her hand up a little bit, and you can see some green there. I quite like that.
I see you made it to Solstice. Good. We need you. The Worm Cult began this fight by unleashing their Soul Reapers on the guilds and alliances, by killing Guildmaster Merrick and taking Vonis Galarian captive. They started this war. We'll finish it.
A war? That sounds a little grandiose for a group of cultists.
Nonetheless, it is a war, and the Worm Cult is no minor threat. We came to Solstice to stop the cult and avenge our fallen comrades. But when we arrived, we encountered much more resistance than we anticipated. We had to send for reinforcements.
Mm-hmm. Reinforcements? What kind?
Veterans from the Fighters and Mages guilds, mostly. There are some soldiers from the 3 alliances here, too. An advance force of a greater army, once we convince the alliances that the Worm Cult is truly as dangerous as they were last time.
Hmm. So the 3 alliances aren't part of the Stirk Fellowship.
Oh, they are. But with the war in Cyrodiil still raging, they require more proof before committing more soldiers. In fact, Ferenor and Mermal are preparing a portal for their representatives, champions to evaluate the situation personally.
All right, what do you need me to do?
Take these portal anchors and place them around the area. Then tell Mage Ferenor when they're set. I know little of such magic, but Gabrielle of the Mages Guild said they would stabilize the portal long enough for the final group to come through.
Okay. So who are these representatives from the 3 alliances?
That's unclear. Champions of some renown and their guards, I was told. The Dominion indicated it was sending someone close to the Queen. High King Emmerich promised a capable hero, and the Pact was even less forthcoming. I'm not sure who to expect.
You mentioned Gabrielle of the Mages Guild.
Yes, Gabrielle Benelay, acting leader of the Mages Guild, while Vonis Galarian remains a prisoner of the Worm Cult. She sensed a mystic emanation from the northwest and went to investigate. She left Ferenor and Mermal to handle the final transport.
How does Solstice feel about the Stirk Fellowship sending troops to their island?
Sunport has a city guard, but no army to speak of. But outside the city walls, only a handful of warriors protect the scattered villages, and the Worm Cult roams free. Sunport has held the cultists off so far. Barely. They welcome our assistance.
Why is the Worm Cult here?
We're still trying to figure that out. I thought the Worm Cult was broken forever when the Allied forces stormed Cold Harbor and stopped the plane meld. It appears they had a secret refuge on this island and regrouped there to form their latest plan.
A secret refuge. So here, this storming Cold Harbor and stopping the plane meld, that's essentially what we did in the base game, right? So you essentially teamed up with the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild and fought Manamarco and then Molag Bal. And yeah, that stopped then the plane meld. This then builds off of that. And so here we've got a secret refuge.
Nothing else makes sense. The Sun Porters noticed suspicious new arrivals over the last few months. Sinister figures slipping off to the wild eastern half of the island. Then the writhing wall appeared and cut the island in half.
All right. Then let's place one of these portal anchors. 1, 2. Nice animation. I know it's quite basic, but still. And a portal anchor.
Are the anchors all in place, newcomer?
They are.
This is trickier than it looks. We're summoning multiple people from several locations at once, and Solstice is riddled with ancient magics that can interfere with teleportation spells. Are the portal anchors in place?
Indeed they are. Set up the portal anchors. Anything else you need?
No, the next steps in the ritual are mine to perform, with a little help from Mermal, of course. Just stand right there and don't move until I finish. It's important that the ritual goes exactly as I intend.
I understand.
Stand back. This requires a special touch.
First, they would bring the foot soldiers through. Then the Alliance representatives.
What's
Very cool.
happening? Gabriel didn't do it this way.
Such is the fate of all who defy the Black Worm.
Oh.
Where's Farinor? Mermal, what just happened?
Ooh. Oh, that was a nice twist. Definitely was not expecting that. Wonder who these then were. Because it looks like they're wearing the same outfit that Prince Azar is wearing. Wow. Okay, that was unexpected.
I do not believe it. Mage Farinor deliberately sabotaged the portal spell while the Alliance representatives were in mid-transport. Oh, I wish Gabrielle Benelay were here.
What do you mean? Mage Farinor sabotaged the spell?
She unraveled the spell in mid-teleport. I tried to salvage it, but barely managed to pull the shredded magicka back together. These soldiers were knocked senseless, but I think the representatives made it through after I diverted them from Sunport.
So where are the Alliance representatives then?
Did you see the motes of light shooting off in different directions?
No.
Those were the representatives. Champions from the Old Merry Dominion, Ebonheart Pact, and Daggerfall Covenant. They landed in Solstice somewhere.
Where exactly did you send them?
Do you have a map? I can sense two of the representatives roughly here and here. The third... I just do not know. I can sense nothing of the last representative's present location. Speak with Prince Azar. He may know what to do.
I shall.
I do not believe it. Farinor sabotaged the portal. She spoke of the Black Worm. She's one of the cultists. But what became of the Alliance representatives? Did they make it to Solstice?
Mermal thinks they made it, but he had to divert them to save them from Farinor's sabotage.
Damn that Farinor! The Dominion, the Covenant, the Pact, they promised to send their best to assess the situation. We need those representatives, or the Alliances will never commit more troops. Wherever they wound up, we need to find them.
Ah, okay, so here we've now got, this is what I was talking about earlier, where depending on what you select, it will change how the quest actually develops. So I can look for the missing alliance. This is kind of neutral. You and Mermal were injured. I'll look for the missing alliance representatives while you recover. The alliance representatives can wait. We need to find Farinor and make her pay for her betrayal. Yeah, so should we be more considerate of them and say, okay, don't worry about Farinor yet. She could come back later and make things worse? Or do we want to take care of them, make the alliance representatives wait, but we have to make sure that they're safe and healthy? I think we're going to go with number 2.
Injured. This is nothing but a minor inconvenience. Still, I thank you for the offer and will accept your help graciously. Locate the Alliance representatives and send them to Sunport. I also need you to find Gabrielle Benelay. We need her back here.
You've mentioned Gabrielle before.
I did. She currently leads the Mages Guild. When Gabrielle sent something to the northwest, Farinor directed her to an old temple. After all this, I fear Gabrielle may be in danger. Tell her to get back here. I'll wait in the city's west square.
Then I'll find the representatives in Gabrielle and send them back to Sunport. Okay, so with that, now we can go to the various spots. There, and there. or there. Okay, these are then... we can essentially click that. That will take us to I imagine a world boss is what this one down here is. So let's see. I have chat turned off. Whoops. I have in-game chat turned off, I should say. So, because I'm sure people are spamming in chat, like, looking for blah blah boss or whatever. But why don't we go ahead and do this one? We'll see if it's spawned. I doubt it. Yeah, see, so there we go. Oh, I see. Nice. Okay, then we'll be able to probably defeat this one. Now, new bosses, or I should say bosses in new regions, are always a lot more difficult. So you essentially have to complete them. Oh, that's right, I forgot about that. Again, you have to... So unfortunately, you will not get any loot if you don't do enough damage, which I apparently did not do. Even though I was there for about half, I would say at least, but that's okay. I at least killed him, so I got credit for that. And then I will do this part, and so even though I didn't get any loot from the boss itself, then I got the achievement done, I got the boss killed, and now with this, I got the quest done. So that's what I'm interested in most. Because then we're gonna go up this way. So we're gonna go up here to find Gabrielle. On the way, we will save the ruins. And, whoops. Did I miss? No, I thought there was a quest over there. Yeah, we'll save the ruins. That will then be the other, again, that's just the daily quest. That's then the solo daily quest. Unlock this way shrine. And this will then take us to what I presume is going to be a delve right up here. I assume that's going to be a delve because it's a solo instance.
At last, someone arrives.
All right, we'll talk to him later at Shore's stand. Ooh, if Shadow has increased to 11, that means
At
that
last, someone arrives.
the animals, yeah, has also level to 11. We just need one more level, and then we can unlock the bear. Yeah, they definitely updated the UI. It's a lot cleaner. It looks quite nice, I would say. Oh, and here's then the other boss. Because if it's up, then I'll essentially do it with them. Because I don't really care about. Yeah, it is. All right, we'll go ahead and do this. Could actually also. Oh, that's right. I forgot about. That ultimate.
I think I'm bleeding.
Then we'll just go ahead and now hopefully with this, I definitely seem to be using or getting more damage done, I would think. Yeah, there we go. See, so now I'll actually, ooh, and we got our first lead. And what is this? I wonder what this green plus thing means. Nice, so we got a first lead. This is then for the music box, and then just other regular things. And the Three Queens Mace. Adds Magicka. That's quite nice. Cool. All right, so later we're gonna have to unlock, or we're gonna have to find that lead. All right, so with that, we've already got 2 of the, presumably, how many? Yeah, there are 3. I was gonna say, probably 3 world bosses done. It's definitely worth, particularly when an expansion or a new chapter comes out, it's definitely worth doing the world bosses right away, just because the DLC world bosses are a lot harder, and you pretty much cannot solo them.
Even if they were sad things.
Okay, I'm surprised that maybe I was expecting this solo quest to take us to a delve. Ooh, 2 Kuda, nice. So more alchemical deterrence. This is then essentially to keep these things, these lizard bears, gone, I would say. So again, that's so strange, but cool. So strange in a good sense, to use my warden abilities here on my sorcerer. It's really quite nice, right? I don't necessarily, so this dive skill is kind of the bread and butter of a warden's, at least when I used to play warden more regularly, is the bread and butter of their rotation. So it's interesting to now have it in my sorcerer's toolkit. Okay, that person found the, wait. I was gonna say, this looks just like where we were here in that harbor. But it's not, it's something else. Here we've got some mud crabs. Okay, and there's then another side quest. We'll do that later. Okay, I guess, wow, I guess for that solo quest, that's all you had to do. That's a bit interesting in that, just in the sense that it was super fast. Okay, we'll go down this way. And with that, we'll actually already have explored this northernmost part.
Nothing here. I need to get inside. Traveler, please join my sacred mission.
Oh, your sacred mission. Either I'm gonna have to install, although with this zone guide, no, I don't think I'll need to. I was gonna say either I'm gonna have to install an add-on that shows me where the side quests are, but no, once I actually finish the main quest, I can just use the zone guide and it will tell me where I need to go. All right, so apparently we need to go up here. And check it out over this way. Ah, there we go. There's the entrance. Okay, there's Gabriella.
Fascinating.
Right, and Gabrielle Benel, she is then the current leader of the Mages Guild.
Oh, good. You made it to Solstice. Look at this place. I know it's in ruins now, but once this was a magnificent courtyard with a grand temple beyond, consecrated to the Daedric Prince of Light Meridia. Just think of it.
Prince Azaz sent me. Mage Varanor sabotaged the portal and he thinks you may be in danger.
Varanor? A traitor? When I sensed power here, calling to the staff of Vanus Galarian that I carry, she told me about this old temple. I got so caught up admiring the site that I haven't found anything yet. But what of the Alliance representatives?
I very much like her outfit and also her staff. I don't know if that's, yeah, that's in a brazier back there. I thought that was part of the staff. So very, very nice. Mirabel salvaged the spell as best he could and diverted them to other locations on the island.
That's something, at least. This place reminds me of a dear friend, Darian Gautier, who served Meridia. I still can't believe he's gone. Perhaps Meridia has a message for me, or the staff wants something here. Can you help me search the area?
Very well, I'll take a look around.
There. While I hold my spell of searching, you examine anything that glows.
All right. I was going to say, what is it that we're actually looking for? There's a book back here. The Bell and the Hymn. In the name of the Sunfire, the Radiant One, the Lady of Light, hail, O beloved, thou who art especially favored. On the appointed day, let those lustrants deemed worthy of audience in the colored rooms assemble in the courtyard. Sing ye then the hymn of luminance, as the light of dawn glows upon the brow of the faithful. Strike ye then the sacred bell with a blessed mallet. The song of the bell shall be light made tangible. Thus shall the door to the bright lady's realm be opened unto you, who walk in the colored realms, glorify the Lady of the Light, and gain her blessing for all their days.
A lucky find. Age is not kind to paper.
I'm gonna, actually, my pet is getting a little bit annoying. So why don't we change? Let's use, I think this one doesn't make any noises.
Who's this now?
Rubble? Meridia Idol. The small idol depicts Meridia, the Daedric Prince of Light.
That idol confirms this was indeed a temple of Meridia.
I'm surprised it hadn't been dug up before. Because that was in a pretty obvious place. Yes, it was beneath the rubble, but still.
A temple bell. Nearly pristine considering the age of this place.
Yeah, seriously, that is pristine. Definitely seems like they're like, oh wow, look at these ruins. Well, we're not going to explore them at all. Or we're not going to try to unearth anything. I guess it's nice for preservation, but that's just kind of funny. So what is it that you wanted us to find here?
The items you uncovered are tied to the power that drew me here.
I see.
I can sense a powerful blessing of Meridia sleeping in that bell.
A book, an idol, and a bell. I don't understand.
Meridia was a powerful ally when we fought Molag Bal in Cold Harbor to end the plane meld. I think I was drawn here to remind me she could help us against the worm cult again. Maybe Vanas reached out through the staff to guide me. I can't quite tell.
Can we use this bell against the worm cult?
Maybe, but I'm not sure how. The bell is rather heavy. Besides, the tome you found suggested opening doors, not blasting evil. I'll need to think about this. I'll return to Sunport, round up the Alliance representatives and meet me there.
I think the blasting part already happened in the base game when I somehow remember blasting Molag Bal with maybe not necessarily a light beam, but with something. So I'll look for the others, then meet you back in Sunport. Okay, that's one down. That's right. Yeah, we'll do then. Oh, I'll unlock this. Excuse me, just so I've got that done. Here, this crafting area. I would like to also know what the crafting set is. So essentially what the set gives you. So this is the Tideborn. Weapon and spell damage, critical chance, offensive penetration, and then increases direct damage done to monsters. That's not bad. Particularly for, again, like this outdoor, by outdoor I mean open worlds, the landscape activity. So not dungeons and such. All right, that woman we talked to before, that's essentially what would unlock, once we complete it, that will finish the Broken Light Temple. Let's go over this way and see what's down there. I imagine it's either going to be another questing area or maybe a place of interest. But I quite like the music here so far. It's nothing too bombastic, which is quite nice in the overworld essentially, because then it's not going to become overwhelming, get too repetitive. So it recedes quite nicely into the background, provides some atmosphere without dominating. I like that. The island itself, it's got a good tropical island feel. So that's quite nice. Is that a, I need to hide him again. All right, those are quite nice. So essentially, again, if any of you play with Bastion, you cannot steal anything. That includes taking things out of boxes that are stolen. Because if you do that, then you lose reputation or you lose rapport with him. But if you gather things, you can
think you'll make with that?
build rapport with him. So yeah, here's then the quest giver.
At last, someone arrives.
Hello.
On behalf of the Nord Cultural Exchange, I request assistance.
Oh, the Nord Cultural Exchange. I think I know what quest line that's going to be. Ah, yeah, exactly. And here's then the delve. So I'm just gonna, we're not gonna do it, but I'm just gonna unlock it so I know where that is. What are those? All right, there he is.
Why did he have to choose such
That's
a
quite cool.
desolate place?
Those some shipwrecks, particularly with all those big rocks, makes sense that there'd be a lot of shipwrecks there. All right, then we'll cross over here and then go down to the south, down to this area to find the next representative. And it seems like the next representative is on the beach as well. So we're in the right spot already. Yeah, so is anyone else playing Elder Scrolls Online Solstice, the Season of the Worm Cult, today on release? It's been out for a couple of hours. If so, what do you think of it so far? Have you been enjoying it? What have you been doing? The main story, side quests, subclassing. What is it that has tickled your fancy so far? Okay, so who is it that we're gonna find here?
Rigert would like to speak words with you, my friend.
Rigert. The Brash.
Rigert goes where the winds of diplomacy take him, and wherever the Skull King sends him, as long as there's mead and rabbit meatballs. Rigert loves rabbit meatballs.
As long as they're rabbit meatballs and not rabid meatballs. Wait, you're the Ebonheart Pact representative?
Out of the way, Rigert. Don't you have a task of your own to accomplish? Leave this to me.
Shore's bones. Rigert knew he should have brought more mead.
Oh, so he's not actually the representative.
Rigert has a mission of his own to accomplish, but he is easily distracted. Best to send him on his way. Now it's good to see you, my friend. I should have expected the Stirk Fellowship would recruit you, but why did I arrive in a worm cult nest?
A traitor in the Mages Guild, Mage Farinor, sabotaged your portal.
The Mages Guild? I expected trouble from the Dominion or the Covenant, but not one of the guilds. I am lucky to have reached Solstice at all, although it did not seem so when I landed in this pool of slaughterfish. So where is Prince Azar?
Prince Azar is waiting for you in Sunport. It's the city to the east.
Good. I'll make my way there and find the prince. Rigert and I were dropped into the bog of a hungry Hajmota. Still, I do not think the worm cult was happy to see me. Just ask the ones bleeding on the ground.
I'll see you in Sunport then.
This worm cult encampment makes one thing clear. Matters on Solstice are very serious indeed. We have much work to do. I must assess the situation and send my report back to the Ebonheart Pact as quickly as I can.
Like he says, like, I must report as quickly as I can. Okay, but I've just got some questions here. Right. It's good to see you, Waxen Ash. How did you wind up here?
A good question, my friend. The Scald King wanted to send Lyris Titanborn, but she was not available. I must do what I can in her place. I am not as mighty a warrior as Lyris, but I too fought in Cold Harbor. The Worm Cult is a foe I know well.
The Scald King. Okay. The Scald King, I believe that's then essentially the king of Ebonheart Pact up in Winter... What is it called? Winterhelm? Perhaps? Can't quite remember. What did King Joran tell you?
To set aside our differences with Queen Irene and High King Emmerich and assess the situation. He wants a trusted source to determine if the threat is great enough to commit more troops to. If a wildfire truly threatens the swamp, all huts will burn.
All right, then goodbye, Waxen Ash. Oh, again, what does this mean? I wonder if it means... Huh. I wish it actually said. I wonder if that means that I'm going to get rapport. No, it's got that plus there too. Oh, okay, this item is new. It can be learned or collected. And same thing here. Oh, I didn't actually, I unlocked that, but I forgot to use it. Cool. So I guess that's just an indicator for I haven't unlocked it yet. I like these new trunks, like with the skulls, quite thematic. Then, next one is down. We need to go over this way, so we'll take the circuitous route. Although maybe we'll just go that way. Essentially go down here, cross the way there. I'll probably be dismounted here. Oh no, not so. Yeah, I'd say on the whole they've done a pretty good job of the landscape here. It's a little bit sparse, but we are on an island after all. So I wouldn't expect it to be, well, particularly here on a beach, I wouldn't expect it to be really lush. I mean, here already we're getting a little bit more lush, more like an oasis. Let's go ahead and just unlock this point of interest. Since I am Argonian, I can swim faster, so it's not as bad having to swim here. And now that I say that, and I said, you know, originally I was like, let's just go this way, and then we'll essentially go over to that. I'm now tempted, if I've unlocked it here, Sanguine Islet. My German is affecting me. It's the islet. Swallow thy remedy and find peace. Nice. So annual companions increased to 12. I found them. Sanguine's gifts to us. Oh, I must record this before my mind wanders. A friend once traveled from the north, neither mare nor scaled one, who kept a bottle tucked away in their home. I wonder, do they still indulge? And how could I forget the revelry in our master's realm? I recall a merrymaker losing a bottle somewhere in the misty woods. But wait, of course! The old manor, steeped in elven heritage, lost within that labyrinthine garden. We drank among the lingering spirits. And last but certainly not least, we concealed one within the fair itself. Amid the towering stacks of barrels hidden in plain sight, not a soul suspects a thing. Okay, this is probably something to remember, because I imagine this is one of those kind of not hide and seek, but my German is definitely, so Schnitzeljagd is what I'm thinking is the German term. What is the English term? It's like a treasure hunt, essentially. So we have to find these, I would think.
This
Grab
is a great
this.
area for harvesting.
Yeah, swallow the remedy and find peace. Rejoice, rejoice. A path away from pain is available, a doorway to peace. Sanguine, in his boundless revelry, has bestowed upon us a gift, a draught to lift our burdens, to grant us escape, and to fill our souls with bless and delight. And what greater joy is there than the joy of knowing? Drink and let Sanguine guide your steps. Let him weave visions of pleasures untold, of realms unseen. But know this chalice is not the only one. His nectar lies hidden across solstice, waiting for those faithful enough to seek. Drink deep of his gifts and be blessed for your devotion, for Sanguine cherishes all who embrace his revelry. All right, so we essentially have to drink this and then use this to see where they are. So we're not going to do that yet, though we do have a side quest there as well. I just want to go up here to see if, we'll unlock this area, the Everlasting Fair. Oh, which they said in what we read.
The Everlasting Fair welcomes all. Make your wishes come true.
Oh, what is that? Everlit Guarded. Everald Guarded. I somehow think that's pronounced a Garde. A Guarded sounds a bit weird.
Me to this strange fate.
This place definitely certainly sounds intriguing. But I just wanted to actually see if there was a way shrine around here, which I'm sure there is. I do not remember getting this mount. I just have my mounts set to random because then I actually am stumble upon.
Traveler, are you headed to the Everlasting Fair?
No, I just came from there. But I then actually use mounts that I completely forgot of, ones that I would never use otherwise. All right, we'll go here. And boom. 1 out of 3. Just grab. Oh, nice. Daily Endeavor completed. Now, I think I just saw. Wow, look at that backpack. That's a bit ugly, I must say. But yeah, we've got 40 skill points. We've certainly got plenty. Let's go ahead and check this. So Shadow, we'll change this to no longer grants invisibility. No, we definitely want that. And now it guarantees a critical strike on your next attack after activating. Yes, we want that. And then Animal Companions. Yes, Feral Guardian at last. And Bond with Nature. Anytime one of your Animal Companion skills end, you are healed with 800. Oh, that's a nice one. I think I would like to, well, yeah, I think I'm going to replace this with this. Or in fact, what I should do is replace that with that, just so that I can level. I've got now 3 Animal Companion skills, just to really make sure that I can level that quickly. Okay, Refreshing Shadows, that's quite nice. And I think I'll actually do the same thing here. This Critical Surge is certainly nice because it increases my crit and heals me. But I'm just going to do this just to help level Shadow a bit faster. Mirage, Minor Resolve, increasing your physical and spell resistance. Grants Snare and Immobilizational. No, I want that. Okay, good. Then, again, there certainly has to be, we'll go unlock this trial, though I really do not. This is one of the few games, few MMOs, I must say, that I really do not do the raids.
Strange. What realm of revelry is this? You there? What pleasures are hidden here?
Benedicta Cartia.
I command you to tell me all about this realm's hidden pleasures. I desire to experience the many wonders of Sanguine's realms of revelry, and I will not take no for an answer. Surely there is wine to be drunk, a feast to be, feasted
The voice actor for her is really good. She really has great energy, I would say. The Realms of Revelry.
Ah, a test, of course. The Realms of Revelry are the myriad pocket planes created by our Lord Sanguine, each more debaucherous than the last. So again I ask, you fiendish imp, what pleasures does this realm offer me?
This isn't Revelry, this is Nirn on the island of Solstice. Adventure abounds in this realm of revelry. This isn't the realms of revelry. You made it to the worst place in Oblivion. Parite's Pits. I want to do this one. This isn't the realms of revelry. You've made it to the worst place.
Lord Sanguine sent me here? To the pits of pestilence? Was I not having enough fun? Did I disappoint in some way? No. He wants me to experience the pleasures of a fever and a runny nose. Out of my way. I have an illness to contract.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it. Oh, I forgot about that. That's quite a nice...
Diseased dirt tastes
Oh.
awful.
Oh, God.
But it's sure to make me sick. Sanguine will surely be pleased.
Oh, that's good. I actually really like this mount. This is then one of the alliance mounts. That depending on what alliance you belong to, you get essentially a different one. Surprised that I'm still waiting for a way shrine. Ah, there it is. Just popped up. Ah, and look, there is the last. The last world boss. Let's go ahead and see. It doesn't seem to be up, but that's okay. I'm sure it will be up soon enough. So we're gonna go ahead and wait here, and we can kind of take a little break, look around. Oh, and summon, exactly, summon my, that is so freaking cool. I love, because particularly as a sorcerer, okay, I can't see it anymore because I took them off, but particularly as a sorcerer, you can see a lot of people are actually defaulting to the, or subclassing as as a warden, because the thing that I was getting tired of with the sorcerer is the Daedra pets, particularly the flying one. I don't know why. Now that's a really cool. He's got good good costume. Sorry, I'm easily distracted, I guess. But I was just tired of the Daedra pets, so that imp and then the flying one. I don't know why ZeniMax, excuse me, I don't know why ZeniMax has not updated the skins, because that would, people would pay, I'm sure people would pay so much money and so many crowns to be able to change the skins for the pets that they summon. And so it's really nice that I can essentially just now summon my bear and he can help. So I essentially have my companion there, and now I've got the bear there. Welcome to the chat. We are currently just waiting for Tide Spite. This is then the third world boss here in Solstice. We've already completed these two world bosses, so it's the last one. So I can't imagine that this is going to take much longer. But we were just taking this opportunity to take a little break and talk about subclassing and how cool I think it is that, oh, here it comes. Never mind. All right, so essentially we want exactly to do that. And so with everyone being here, then the boss is gonna go down really quickly. That's cool. I mean, you can see the boss is already about dead, and now it's dead. Cool, and we got another lead. So this is actually our second mythic lead, again for the music box. And we've got then the Full Belly Mall, which is another set here. And I already unlocked the achievement Defender of Western Solstice because we've killed all of the world bosses. Very nice. So that's quite an accomplishment. I like that. Now I do also, because I believe, let's see, now where would that be? Outfit, housing, set, no, Tales of Tribute. Oh, Tales of Tribute. I think I played this once. I should maybe get back into that. I want to say maybe upgrade, companion keepsakes. Oh, what are these? Interesting. Those are new to me. Character. Yeah, we've got the class Warden, but I could have sworn. Yeah, I need to unlock those for scribing. Maybe appearance. Skill styles, no. I won't spend too long looking at this, but there is essentially, because of the version of the game that I bought, I can unlock a different looking bear, but I can't find it, so we'll do that later. It's not that important. All right, here is then the Way Shrine. That's quite nice that the Way Shrine is that close to the world boss. I'm sure people will be using that extensively. And here's another quest area. Some shrine. Again, I'm just unlocking it so I know where these things are. And we'll unlock here the trial. Again, I have zero interest in the trials in this game. I think it's that's the unfortunate thing, is most of you get a glimpse of it in the dungeons. I think a lot of this game definitely suffers from visual clog, where it's just there's so much visual mess that it's hard to kind of keep track of everything. So the entrance must be, yeah, there it is. Yes, that's fine. Enter Uskin. Wow. I mean, it looks very cool. So I'm just going here to unlock it. The Ocean Cage stands as a testament to Cold Harbor's cruel creativity. Accounts of the graveyards. Tormented skeletal adornments serve as a warning to all. Yeah. So cool. I'm not going to go any further. I just wanted to unlock that. But I find it to be such a visual cluster F, just mess, that it's, I don't know, it's not that fun. And as far as I remember, you can't turn off, I may be wrong about this though, but you can't turn off other people's, although I don't think that's true. I think they changed, that was a quality of life update where you could turn off other people's spell visuals and such. More grub. Definitely don't need any of that. Although I think this is a chest, isn't that? Yeah. And this is as well. Whoops. Okay, cool. So that's unlocked. Here's another house. Bismuth steam baths, which we're not going to actually go in. I don't know if you have to then, yeah, essentially you have to, okay, good. That essentially automatically unlocks it. And then we'll go through here. See, so that's essentially why I wanted to add a couple of skills from both of those sub-skill lines, just because the way that skill lines work in ESO is the more that you have slotted, at least in your active skill bar, the more XP you'll get for it. So I imagine there's probably a way shrine there, I would think. This place really reminds me of High Isle, I must say. Just thematically, or I guess maybe with the color palette and then essentially all of the, right, these very lush trees and environments, very colorful. quite nice. All right, so we've got 2 out of the 3 Alliance representatives. We have to get 1 more, and I imagine we'll go back to the city, recollect or reassemble, and essentially decide what we're going to do next. Okay, so that's cool. This then essentially takes us right up here to, I'm gonna actually collect this, or mine a little bit. Nothing
That should come in handy.
grandiose, but this looks really cool. I think they did a very nice job of that. So essentially here, hide, and then boom. That's the one thing with this skill, so number 5, where the beetles appear out of the ground. It's got like a 4-second, not cooldown, but I want to say it takes 4 seconds. How long does it take? 3 seconds. Right, 3 seconds for them to appear. But the nice thing about that is, yeah, you just press it, you wait. Hopefully, you essentially have to hope that the mobs aren't dead by the time, right? So we'll activate it, and then you'll see, boom. So in and of itself, it's not too strong. I forgot that so I used to have Bastian on as my healer, but at some point I noticed I really don't need a healer, particularly for this overworld content. Good, a heavy sack. And so I changed him to DPS. He's also by no means optimized. It was just essentially like, okay, what are some skills that can complement what I'm doing? And so it's just a mishmash of various skills. All right, enough lollygagging, although we can go get that. Yeah, we can go ahead and get that sky shard down here. I think that must be bugged because I'm essentially absorbing it, but usually you float in the air as well. Ooh, let's go ahead and get this giant spider. I'll hide. And see this. Yeah, wow, definitely. I mean, I'm not even trying to, I think even many could probably argue my DPS is really low. It probably is, but that seems really quite fast from what I'm used to. So I definitely am excited to try out, various skill combinations. I don't have nearly enough sets to actively try out all sorts of different builds and do some theory crafting. I'm not very good at theory crafting as it is, but just from from a class perspective alone, that would be really cool to test out. Mix and match, test out some things. Obviously for various purposes, whether it's dungeons or maybe just.
Show yourself.
It's just me. Oh, good. I actually need some lock picks. Now why? Okay, I bet I have to collect that afterwards. So I'm going through a lot of these. I wonder if you can. No, you can't touch it, or you can, but it doesn't happen, or nothing happens. Okay. Basket. Yeah, I'm just searching through these particularly because new drops can be found in these containers, like recipes and furnishing things.
You're here? Huh. I guess this is Solstice after all. I was starting to wonder. Last I heard, we were supposed to meet in some nice city called Sunport. Glad I'm not the only one who got it wrong.
This is Solstice, but the worm cult sabotaged the portal. Prince Azah sent me to find you.
A sabotaged portal? At least I'm not on the wrong island entirely. Portal mishaps can be a lot worse than arriving slightly off target.
Absolutely.
As for this place, looks like necromancers have been busy here. See that giant ghost wall behind me?
The locals call it the Writhing Wall.
Ain't that a delightful name? I ducked into this hut to take a break from fighting off the hungry critters outside. I was just about to look around, but now that you're here, you can help. Then I need to find Princess Ah and get caught up on things.
Very well, let's see what's here.
I say we start with that weird barrier. What did you call it? The writhing wall? I poked at it already. It's pretty solid. It stinks of necromancy. Oh, and when we finish here, point me towards Sunport, all right? I hate being lost.
You said you examined the writhing wall already?
Fitting name. Yeah, I ain't seen anything like it, and I've seen a lot. I pushed at the wall, but couldn't get through. The local critters shy away from it too. Makes you wonder what the worm cult's hiding on the other side.
We will find out. The writhing wall, examine.
See? The whole wall's made of ghost stuff, and nothing goes through.
See, and here.
Letter might be important.
How can he see that from here? Scythe Knight Simbor. You are no longer illegible. Illegible. You are no longer Wormstone. Relocate your nest and illegible to the passages beneath. A shipment of the highest importance is expected. Illegible. Ensure it is safe from any conceivable threat. Do not forget to illegible when you depart and destroy this letter. Dark Adept Farinor. Ah, okay, there's Farinor.
Passages in a vital shipment. Interesting. Princess Ash, look, I appreciate you coming to find me. I could have wandered around for days before I found my way to Sunport. But hang on to that letter. It might shed some light on what the worm cult's up to. Make sure you get it to Princess Ah.
Any idea who Scythe Knight Kimbor is, or Simbor?
Not a Tuscan clue. I just got here. But Scythe Knights are low-ranking cult leaders. Sergeants, you might say. I'd guess there was a worm cult nest posted here until they got orders to move on.
What about the passages beneath?
Tunnels? Mines? Who knows? I'm more interested in this important cargo the worm cult wants to protect. Damn cultists are always up to something. Guess I'd better head to Sunport and check in. Which way was it again?
You'll find Sunport to the north. I'll meet you there. All right. I didn't mean to actually cut him off. Well, that's kind of creepy. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut him off actually earlier, but I accidentally interacted with him. All right. So I want to... Here we are going to, again, take the more circuitous route. We're going to go up, go down this way. So let me just put that there. Again, just to make sure that we've explored a lot. Oh, I didn't quite like that mount. Explored a lot of the map, or at least uncovered, I should maybe say, not explored. So we'll go this way. And with that, we will actually have, uncovered nearly all of it. So that once we finish the main quest, then we'll be able to go through all of the side stories, which are actually my personal favorites. I think the side quests in this game offer a much richer experience, a much richer role-playing experience, particularly. Because they are really condensed. Oops, wrong button. They're really condensed stories that, wow, when did I get this? This is another mount where it's like, when did I get that? Yeah, much more condensed and just poignant usually. And they can, because they're just self-contained stories, you know, they can be about anything and everything. So I quite like that. Ah, here's then the Veil of Revelry. I don't know why I said it that way. Revelry. Scorch can now be Scorch. Which one was that? I'm just checking. So one of the other main reasons why I'm going this way is exactly, I was waiting for that to appear. It's because, particularly because they're, right, it's an intersection between 3 roads. Even if it were just 2, I definitely would have expected to be there to be a way shrine, and lo and behold, the Coralania Manor way shrine was discovered. And we can see the Argonian influence, right, because the style of, yeah, I'm sure that's a quest area too. The style of the way shrine is Argonian. So here, I'm sure maybe there's a point of, ooh, now that's a cool manor. That looks very spooky. Very cool. Oh, I'm excited to explore that later. There may be some, essentially here and here, there may be a point of interest. Whoops. But who knows? We can check that out later. I'm not gonna, but for now, I'm not gonna essentially go out of my way. It is the result of your own impatience. Let me go ahead and turn off the marker there. Because now we're gonna go, we're gonna go back to Sunport. We've collected all of the Alliance representatives. Oh, there's then the same NPC. So I wonder if you could actually go back, because we chose one thing for her, saying that, oh, you've actually landed in Oblivion, and that's when she started eating the sand. I wonder if you could then select the other options to see how she would respond. Okay, into Sunport at last. Oh, and well, afterwards we'll go and turn these in, because those are the 2 daily quests that we completed on our journey throughout the region here. But we'll talk to the prince first.
Never suspected a thing. Farinor had us all fooled.
Well, it looks like 2 of the Alliance representatives have finally arrived.
Excuse you. You just kind of kept pushing me. I wanted to, Scorch is what I can. So converts to a stamina and deals poison, reduces the cost and time it takes for the ability to deal damage, but the second hit no longer deals increased damage, versus applies major and minor breach to enemies hit, reducing their physical and spell resistance. I think I'm gonna keep Deep Fissure, although I wouldn't really mind, because it reduces the cost. So I need to see actually how much stamina do I have? 18,000. And again, this then costs 2,000, so we could do it a couple times. I don't have, I'm gonna do that instead. So again, it's actually, it reduced the amount of damage that it'll do when it came up, but that's all right. So Princess Ah, here we all are, the 3 representatives plus the prince.
It's good to see 2 waylaid guild members return safely to the fold, though I must remember to treat them as agents of the alliances they represent here on in. As for those injured by Farinor's treachery, they have recovered, including me.
As you can see, I recovered 2 of the representatives and Gabrielle. No sign of the 3rd, though. My guess is either we'll find the 3rd here somewhere, or I would guess that the 3rd actually broke through the writhing wall and is on the other side.
Mage Farinor missed her chance to eliminate me and the representatives, but she cost us time. While we tended to our wounds and recovered the scattered representatives, the worm cult was free to act.
Any word of the Aldmeri Dominion's representative?
Mermal believes they survived the portal mishap and are on Solstice, somewhere. We must trust they will turn up soon. In the meantime, we must celebrate what victories we can and make ready for the next stage of our operation.
Which is?
All in good time, comrade. First, your efforts to bring together the Alliance representatives helped us overcome Farinor's sabotage. We survived the worm cult's first blow. Next, we shall deal them one of our own. Please, accept this with my thanks.
Okay. Stirk Fellowship plated boots. I almost said books. Okay, I think this is then, okay, the fully barricaded. When you have a food buff active, your block mitigation is increased by 7% and block cost is reduced by 7. Interesting. Okay.
We're still one alliance representative short, but we can wait no longer. It's time for a council of war.
I like how, I mean, it's fine. It doesn't really bother me, but I like how in the previous quest, he was like, oh no, we've got time. We first need to revel in the accomplishments that we just achieved by finding then the different alliance representatives. Things have time. We'll take our time. And now he's like, we can wait no longer. It's been 20 seconds. We can wait no longer. A council of war?
Indeed. We need to consult with Regent Corinway. Sunport's aid is crucial to our campaign. When last we spoke, she said she would meet with her advisors and send word. But that was days ago. Plans must be finalized between the Fellowship and Sunport.
You haven't heard back from the Regent?
High elves can be deliberate about such things. The worm cult, however, does not stand still. It is time to press Regent Corinway for a decision, and I would like you to join us. Will you help me win Sunport cooperation, comrade?
Right, Regent, what was it? Regent Corinway, okay. All right, I'll help you talk to Regent Corinway and secure Sunport's cooperation.
I hate badgering Regent Corinway, but the Fellowship is already at work. I sent our forces to seek allies and search out trouble across Western Solstice, but I worry House Coralania may not welcome our efforts. Meet me at Venutilmo Palace, comrade.
Okay, Venutilmo Palace. But here, this horse Coralania, that's the manor that we ran past that I'm really interested in seeing. So do you suspect that Regent Corinway won't agree to an allegiance with the Fellowship?
Not at all. High elves are not given to hasty decisions. In my father's court, I learned that how you approach an elf of high rank is just as important as what you actually plan to say. A certain amount of formality and ritual can't be avoided.
Doesn't the Regent understand the danger posed by the worm cult?
Oh, she knows the danger of necromancers quite intimately. But convincing her own court may not be an easy thing. Solstice has known peace for centuries. An enemy at the gate. Many of Sunport's people do not want to accept their peril.
Well, why don't you tell me a little bit more about this Regent?
Regent Corinway seems to be a capable leader who cares about Sunport and all of Solstice. I called upon her when I first arrived. We are bringing a small army to her realm. I felt it best to assure her of our intentions before she assumed an invasion.
What did the Regent say when you explained your purpose here?
Regent Corinway has no desire to see her people caught up in someone else's war. Yet she recognizes that her hope for peace will not protect her from the worm cult. She agreed to let me bring our forces here and to consider joining our fight.
What should I know about House Coralania?
My people have a history with House Coralania. Long ago, the High Elves ruled Hammerfell. When my ancestors came to Tamriel, they found no welcome from the Coralanias. Unable to defeat the Regatta in open battle, the elves called upon dark powers.
Dark powers?
Necromancy most vile. The Coralanias turned my ancestors' own dead against them. Only the creation of the sacred Anse wards put a stop to the carnage. The Regatta finally prevailed and drove the Coralanias from Hammerfell.
So the Coralanias are in league with the worm cult.
I am told they abandoned their necromantic ways centuries ago. Certainly, I have noticed nothing untoward on their part since I arrived here. But the Coralanias are not remembered kindly in Sentinel, and Sunport's elves are very much aware of that.
All right, we've already asked those. Yeah, so then that makes sense here with the abandon their necromantic ways. The manor that we walked past definitely looked quite necromantic and just spooky, I think is the word that I said. So I have the feeling they're definitely, I mean, you can play as a necromancer. They're not necessarily bad. Oops. All right.
You've returned at last. How did things go, adventurer?
I placed the alchemical deterrence.
Good, good. Now work on the ruins can continue swiftly and with far fewer builders complaining of bites and bruises. I mean, really, how hard can it be to place a bandage and get back to work? Here, your pay.
Okay. Then?
Good, you're back. And in one piece, more or less. Tell me, how did it go? Did you finish the job?
I defeated Golem the Vahath behemoth and took care of the voroplasms in the ruins.
Good work. I know our adepts from the College of Tomes will be glad not to lose their heads to the Vahath behemoth when they return to training in Teneria. And the ruins remain standing for another day. Here you go, your reward. Well.
Excellent. Okay, I just got an achievement as well. I wonder what that was, actually. I think it's here. Antiquities, achievements, this one. Complete one world boss daily job. I think if you, yeah, exactly, you have to do it 30 times to get the monster slayer. Ugh. I used to be quite the achievement hunter. I mean, yeah, that's about a third of the way. Here we can see exploration and quests are my most advanced, but we'll build these out. But you can see that there's really a ton that you can do in this game. And I feel like if you stop doing it for a little, then it takes that much more to try to catch up. Okay, so Grizzly instantly responds when it dies, increases the amount of bonus damage dealt to low health targets. I don't think you're gonna really need that. You can use, yeah, you can then do the bleed damage, that's fine. Oh, we've got quite a lot of passives. So when one of the companion skills end, I heal for 1622, nice. When you cast an animal companion while you're in combat, you generate 2 ultimate. So that's quite nice for quickly building then the bear's ultimate. And with an animal companion ability slotted, it increases my magicka and stamina recovered by 10. Cool, so I'll get to I'm eventually going to do kind of a mixture between, yeah, I don't know if I want to do Swarm. Oh, and interesting, this requires 2 skill points to unlock. Because it's a subclass, probably. So this does 17,787 damage over 20 seconds, though. That's really good for bosses and such. But for normal mobs, they'll be dead before then. Let's get these. And these also cost 2 skill points. Oof, wow. All right, but we'll get that. We've got more, so 15%. And then casting a shadow ability grants you major resolve for 6 seconds, increasing your physical and spell resistances. All right, nice. So we now need to go to the palace, which is where? Oh, this way. But nice, we already got essentially the regional daily quests done. Ah, here's the, wow. What an imposing edifice. That is quite cool. Right, Mr. Plague Doctor? Very nice. And then essentially that looming, writhing wall in the background. That looks really cool. That is, they did a really good job of a really good job with scope in this and scale. Because we are really minuscule compared to that. Look at that. Man. Vinoltimal Palace.
Prince Azar, thank goodness! Something is wrong here!
What's the problem, Mermal?
I arrived to find the palace deserted, and the regent is nowhere to be seen.
That's not good. Let's look around. I'll check upstairs.
I did think that he said Prince Huzzah instead of Prince Azah. Prince Huzzah, you are here. All right, what's here? Crumpled note. Swenkos, take road west from city, left at fork past ruined town, look for manor on left at hilltop. There's an Elder Scroll. Can unlock, perhaps,
Captain
some
Curran
lore.
told me of how you helped him in Koglin Village. Well done.
This doesn't look very healthy, I would say. Stained carpet.
This doesn't look good. See all the blood? Someone was stabbed here.
Yeah, I'll just rub it all out to make sure that people can't see it. And we clearly have remnants of some magical door or magical
Strange.
skill.
This door is sealed by strong magic.
Up here on the balcony, I found someone.
Ooh, up there. How do we get there? Oh, this way. Let me just hide and sneak. I love that on my sorcerer, I can essentially sneak. That is really cool. Seriously. It's also going to make, I mean, I wouldn't be then together with Bastian. Instead, I would use, I've got another, this Sharpest Knight. He's also Argonian. I can show you. He's the other companion, and he is much more open to...
Ready to move out.
Yeah, open to stealing and such. I really like his voice actor. He's also Argonian, right? So we're Argonian brothers. But I'm just, I'm still using Bastian because I'm waiting to finally get him to level 20, so it'll unlock his ultimate. But it's still gonna take a long time, I fear. Right, Vinyama.
As I told this orc, I was working in a storeroom. And when I came out, I noticed the palace guards were missing. Then I spotted hooded figures struggling to carry someone out the side door. I think it was Regent Corinway.
Start at the beginning. Did you see anything unusual before you went into the storeroom?
A small group of merchants arrived at the palace, carrying crates and bundles. I saw them speaking with the guards. Traders make deliveries all the time, so I thought nothing of it and carried on with my work.
What happened next?
I came out and first noticed that the palace guards were gone. Then I saw 3 hooded figures carrying a large bundle. I heard a muffled cry from inside. It sounded like the regent. One of the figures dropped something by the throne.
I found a crumpled note on the floor. Was this it?
Yes, I think so. Let me see. Swen Coast is an old retreat out on the west coast. A noble's cottage, long abandoned. And these are directions. That must be where the merchants were headed. Please, Mainlander. You must help Regent Corinway.
I would like my note back, please. Also, that crumpled note, I don't think when I picked it up, was a lot smaller than that. But anyway, thank you. We'll deal with this.
They had to be worm cultists. Go to the Regent's aid, comrade. The rest of us will secure the city.
Will do. We're just gonna jump down here. Whee! Okay, to the Swen Coast Cottage. Oh, look, it's actually got... Oh, that looks very Skyrim. I believe that's probably a mount I bought.
Eternal shadows surround and comfort you.
Yes, they do. To commemorate Skyrim or something. All right, I'm going in completely the wrong direction because I need to go up here. I should probably, just so I don't have to keep opening the main map, I should get the mini-map add-on. As I can imagine, that might be annoying for you watching of it like flashing. It's not really flashing, I guess, but essentially going here to the map view. All right, so we have to go to the coast. We're gonna go out here really quick, and then, yeah, there it is. So that is one of the things. We were in this interior region. If you're in here, but it's on the outside, sometimes you have to teleport out of it for it to appear on your map. So if that happens, just teleport to another way shrine outside, and then it should appear like it did there. I remember getting this mount. This was then with Clockwork City, as far as I remember. I'm pretty sure it was with Clockwork City, which was the second deal. No, actually, technically, that's not the second DLC. Oh, look at that, Resumdar.
Careful. Enemies are close. You are with the Fellowship, yes? Then come, talk to Razumdar, representative of the Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
Five Claw. Raz hoped he would find you in Sunport when he reported to Prince Azza as the representative from the Old Merry Dominion. Let this one guess. You are looking for someone who was abducted. This is true, yes?
Sunport is close by, but Prince Azza sent me here to rescue Regent Corinway. She was kidnapped. So effectively, the answer to your question, Razumdar, is yes.
Then Razumdar is glad to have you here. Some mysterious fellows in dark robes smuggled an elf noble into this house just a short time ago. A romantic arrangement? Raz wondered. But no, necromantic, as it turns out.
Oh, Razumdar, that pun. That was very much in line with a dad joke, I would say. But still, quite nice, necromantic. That could be Regent Corinway. I need to free her from her captors.
Raz admires your initiative. Still, this is a delicate situation. Storming too quickly, and the worm cult may kill the lady. Move too slowly, and they may slip away. What is your preference?
All right. Well, we could actually now, let's keep things quiet, silent as shadows. Hit them hard, hit them fast, no one gets away. Let's just get in there, find the region, and see how it goes. No, we're definitely going to do it. Let's keep things quiet, because now I can use my sneak ability.
An agreeable approach. If you do not care to try the front door, you might find another way in. Raz will climb to the balcony and proceed with stealth. One of us should find the regent.
Good. They'll never see us coming.
Whatever happens, Raz swears the missing noble lady will come to no harm if he has anything to say about it. The worm cultist, not so much. Raz will make his move when you do.
What are you doing on Solstice anyway, Raz? I mean, he did already say he was selected as the Merry Dominion representative. Let's see if that's what he says.
So this is Solstice. Good. When Raz agreed to represent Queen Irene and the Dominion in his third fellowship, he was told he would be going to a city called Sunport. This is clearly not Sunport. How did Raz happen to end up here, Five Claw?
A worm cult trader sabotaged your portal. The Alliance representatives were scattered.
A traitor? Queen Irene was careful not to share the details of the message. Perhaps the other alliances were not so diligent in safeguarding the plans. Well, Raz is here now. He is ready to assess the situation and help you set things right.
All right, let's do that. So, yeah, there are definitely baddies. They're the necromancers. I need to actually add that afterwards. Nice, so I can essentially just sneak in through the front door. I need to, let's see this. Oh, I wanted to open this to see. Oh, okay, signature script. This is then for scribing. Used to learn the signature script immobilizing strike, allowing you to add its effect to ascribe skill on an altar. Adds that effect. Cool. And we've got here the Inferno Staff. I am tempted to, I realize I am then actually, cool, learned that. I'm gimping myself by doing this, but I want to, I actually want to unlock these. Oh, why do I have, Oh, that's right. The staff counts as 2 items. Because I just want to make things a little bit more challenging, just because it's otherwise too easy. So again, we're gonna hide. I think we have to go up. Oh, we can't interact with any of these bookcases. And I actually forgot to do this because I wanted to add, no. Yes, Essence of Magicka to there. Just so that when I use this, our Darkbinder allies. What are we to make of our allies from Cold Harbor? The Darkbinders show their scorn for mere mortals at every opportunity, yet they accept the commands of our necromancers and knights and direct other Daedra to do likewise. Suppose a word or two of explanation is required. First and foremost, the Darkbinders are the jailers of Molag Bal's realm. Whereas clans such as the Deathbringers or Fool Killers serve in Cold Harbor's citadels and towers, the Darkbinders guard the realm's prisons. They supervise lesser Daedra in carrying out the various torments the God of Schemes dictates for those mortal souls that fall into his power. In some cases, Darkbinders directly administer the punishments meted out to soul-shriven of special interest to Molag Bal. Surprisingly, the Darkbinders are a low-ranking clan of Dremora. Cold Harbor holds many prisons, so the Darkbinders are numerous. However, the banality of their role in Molag Bal's realm commands little respect from the more prestigious clans. Deciphering questions of standing between Dremora clans is never easy, but it is clear the Darkbinders resent those clans that look down upon them. In turn, they treat inferior Daedra and any mortals in their power with all the spite and contempt they can muster. While cooperating with the Darkbinders is not easy, they can be counted on to dutifully carry out Molag Bal's command. Since the Order of the Black Worm plays a crucial role in the plans of the God of Schemes, the Darkbinders are committed to our cause. We can rely on them until our great work is completed. And after that, we will dictate the terms of any future collaboration. Okay, cool. So just some information on the Darkbinders. I had never heard of them. Though I also must say my lore knowledge in this game is not existent, but it's very, very little. Okay, I already know those, but I'm gonna take the lockpick just because I need some more lockpicks actually. And we'll go this way. Ah, there she is. Hey, Razumdar.
Ah, Roz believes we have found the region. Set her free, Five Claw.
Is there something? Desk. Well, that's cool that she turned around to be set free.
Oh, that is better. My thanks. But there is something you need to hear. Thank the Three Queens. Those horrible necromancers promised to steal my soul when they finished with me. I feared this old house would be the last thing I ever saw. But there is more to say, if I can trust you, stranger.
I'm Erigeld Scrafitzi. We're with the Stirk Fellowship and we're here to rescue you.
Oh, someone noticed I was abducted then. I was afraid the worm cult had spirited me out of the city before anyone realized. But that's not important. We must return to Sunport at once. The worm cult is about to do something terrible.
Something terrible? What exactly is the worm cult planning to do?
I overheard my captors. The worm cult positioned some sort of necromantic weapons throughout the palace district. They're preparing to seal off the district and slaughter all within. We must get back to Sunport and sound the alarm.
We'll return to Sunport at once. Yeah, seriously, no questions this time. Oh, but more talking.
Go on, Five Claw. Raz will escort the noble lady back to Sunport.
You have my gratitude, kind sir.
Head back to Sunport, Five Claw. Let Prince Azar know the regent is safe and warn him of the threat to the palace district. It is clear where Razumdar's duty lies at this moment.
Duty? What duty are you talking about?
To personally escort the lovely regent safely back home, of course. Raz is willing to make this small sacrifice so that you may claim the honor of reporting our success and sounding the alarm to protect the city.
Such a small sacrifice. All right, just make sure the regent gets back to Sunport safely. You sly old cat. That's a rather blatant attempt to get some alone time with the regent, right? That's what I was thinking. Or, ooh, I'm a little jealous. Maybe we could find some alone time too if you're interested. So a Khajiit and an Argonian. I don't know how that would go. I want to just see what he says.
Raz is not interested, you might say. But this one's usual playful banter must wait. For now. We really should return to Sunport and warn them.
All right, we'll do that then. So then let's just, if time is of the essence, then you guys should be teleporting as well. Let's just port there instead. All right, talk to him. He seems to be down over this way. Oh, there are more houses that you can that you can sneak into. For that, I would most likely use my actual sneaky sneak thief character, who is a Khajiit, of course. All right, go down this way.
Razumdar, Dominion Representative Extraordinaire, is here at last. He brings the regent too, and the warning.
Regent, by my father's sword, that's a relief. But I fear your warning comes too late. Comrade, let us speak.
Such humility is what I wanted to say, Razumdar.
I see that Regent Corinway is safe, and you located the missing Alliance representative. Well done. Shortly after you departed to rescue the Regent, the Worm Cult made their move. Now the storm is upon us, and the time for battle is at hand.
Ooh. Regent Corinway overheard her captors. They're planning to use weapons on the Palace District.
Yes, it seems the Regent's kidnapping was only the start. The Worm Cult hid soldiers throughout the palace, who then emerged and took us by surprise. They seized control of the Palace District. Worse, the weapons they plan to use are Soul Reapers.
Oh, the Soul Reapers. That's true. I actually forgot about those. These were introduced in the prologue. Now they're actually then being formally introduced here. So I'm sure he'll explain what they are. That's a little bit unfortunate. I actually know what Soul Reapers are because I mean from my character Erigeld's perspective, because I played through the prologue. Would have been nice if they recognized that, but oh well.
Vile necromantic devices that steal the souls of any who die nearby. The Worm Cult used Soul Reapers in their attacks on the Fighters Guild and Mages Guild and elsewhere throughout Tamriel. Guildmaster Merrick died destroying one.
That's right. What do you need me to do?
Join the others in the Palace District and drive out the Worm Cult. Destroy any Soul Reapers you encounter by tearing out their cores. That's the only safe way to disable them. Use the hidden entrance in the luxury goods shop to get inside.
Well, I'll head to the Palace District and do whatever I can.
We'll take the Worm Cult from all sides at once, as soon as I can rally the rest of the Fellowship. Good luck, comrade.
All right, I just need to talk to Regent Corinway real quick.
I cannot believe it. Fighting in the streets of Sunport. These Worm Cult invaders must be stopped. While our defensive forces are not unlimited, whatever Sunport has will join with the Stirk Fellowship. For Sunport, for Solstice, for victory!
What will I find on the other side of the hidden entrance Prizazah mentioned?
The passage leads through a gap in the old city wall to a townhouse inside the Palace District. It opens into the street just below the square by Vinutilmo Palace's main entrance. I imagine we will find the Worm Cult leaders there.
We? What will you be doing?
I detest bloodshed, but I cannot stand by while others fight to protect my people. I will join the soldiers Princezar sends through the shopkeeper's passage. After you go in, I will make my way to the palace. Cautiously.
Well, I'll see you inside, but I'm a little bit worried. I mean, yes, she said cautiously, but still. Can never be too careful. And there, I would assume just staying out of the palace entirely would probably be the safest option. All right, so here we'll go through here and sneak. That's right. So we had actually gone here already when we looked at the luxury goods. So it's kind of cool that we just stumbled upon it beforehand. Though, on the other hand, I didn't know that there was access here.
Good. No sign of the worm cult yet. Head down the stairs. We will hold here for now.
Remember to disable the Soul Reaper's 5-claw. Raz will seek the high ground.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of cool that we've got like this whole like little group just waiting there, waiting for me to finish, or to actually, yeah, to actually complete this part of the mission. See if we've got any new lore books, apparently.
Through here, champion.
Here I go. Thank you for being quiet. All right.
Go on upstairs.
If you can't rely on magic, change your strategy.
Just outside the door.
Bastian. Hush. Thanks for giving away our position, essentially. Oh, I don't want to steal anything because Bastian's here. Okay, do we have it? I do want to be sneaky. Okay, I can't steal anything in here anyway. I guess I can, theoretically. I just need to get rid of Bastian. I wonder if my giant bear will give us away. Or the fact that I've got this dude also just sneaking with us. But that's okay. We'll pretend that we can't see them. We'll pretend that I'm doing this alone and that all is good.
Lead the way, champion. We'll help you destroy the Soul Reapers.
Oh, the Zone story. Home to Vinutilmo Palace, and many of Sunport's noble and well-to-do citizens currently under attack by the worm cult. That's a really nice loading screen. All right, here we don't need to be sneaky.
I need time to find the gift of death.
Yes, Master. We shall hold the palace as long as possible.
Okay, there was Mage Farinor. I have a feeling she is going to die at the end of this. So we're gonna sneak. And boom, boom. Oh, that's right, I have my, what is it called? I have my fire. There's a Soul Reaper. I've got my fire staff now. Wow, that sounded impressive. But yes, I'm going.
Do not wait for us, fight. Save as many as you can.
Stranger, they're going to kill us.
Not while I'm here. Or my bear. All right, here's our first Soul Reaper destroyed. Essentially, the way that these work is, I mean, it's in the name essentially, but you put these down and then you kill someone and it collects their soul. Cool music. Definitely very cinematic.
Come and take us.
All right, I want to test something where I'm just gonna spam essentially the light attack. He would be a good one to test it on. Spam the light attack with that dive. Because it doesn't, I was gonna say it doesn't cost that much magicka, but that's because I think I respect it to a stamina skill anyway. All right. Get some AoE. Yeah, particularly so that shock with the where the beetles come up that poisons them, and that applies a really nice dot. Though I think it was a mistake to make it a stamina skill. But whatever. I can respec it later. I don't remember the Clanfears being able to do that. I'm really happy. It seems that you level these subclass skills very quickly. Because I mean, particularly then for my main, I want to be able to unlock all of the skills. Just so that I have them available if I want to say, well, I want to switch to this class or whatever. And so, it's quite nice. I'm glad that it doesn't take forever.
Now make your way to the palace.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to take forever to level these things. Okay, so since I've got this, I need to... Yeah, man, that is ridiculously strong. The animal companions skill line. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna go sneaky, sneaky. Oh, way to go.
Huzzah!
Huzzah indeed. Yeah, it just seems like these animal companion skills are super strong. But yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I definitely need to change that. All right. Change that last skill, that Scorch skill. I need to change it back to a magic skill.
You think you won? Sunport is unimportant.
Maybe.
The day of the bloodworm is coming.
I'm glad that they made these fights a little bit more involved, right? Like you have to pay attention. It's not a complete snooze fest. Because a lot of times they certainly were, or they certainly have been. All right, I think these came up twice, so I can do this now. Yeah, you can see I definitely need to. Oh, that's kind of cool. Wow. Yeah, I need to change that skill.
Good work, pal.
Funny that.
I saw Farinor flee. Let's check out the Regent's study and see if we can find out what Farinor was doing here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. I was kind of expecting to have to kill Farinor.
Did Farinor leave anything behind? Take a look around, then meet the others outside.
Let's see. Wormblood's orders. Dark Adept Farinor, proceed with your plan to remove the Regent. Use the ensuing confusion to deploy our Soul Reapers and harvest all the souls you can. We need that power for our great work. If you can lure this so-called Stirk Fellowship to its destruction at the same time, so much the better. When you hear from the passages beneath, leave Sunport to your subordinates. I need you to ensure everything goes smoothly. I have a promising line of inquiry into the gift of death and intend to personally see to its recovery. High Necromancer Wormblood. I found something.
Tuscan worm cult, turning a nice city like this into a battlefield. If you found something interesting, show it to Prince Azah. I think he's outside.
All right, I will do that. Oh, outside. And I completely forgot, this is actually, yeah, this is the actual palace. Yeah, that's the weird thing. I actually discovered the group instance, but it's still black, but that's fine. Okay.
Good work, everyone. The worm cult has fled the city. Comrade, a word, please.
Yes.
It was no easy fight, but the palace district is secure. Your destruction of Soul Reapers was a great help, and it seems you cleansed Ben Utilmo Palace as well. Good work. Squirtle said you saw Mage Farinor. Did she say anything?
She takes orders from a master called Wormblood. He's looking for the gift of death.
Wormblood? A successor to Mannimarco, perhaps, yet I know of no villain by that name. Nor have I ever heard of a gift of death. Clearly, we have much to learn about the Worm Cult's plots. At least you have put a name to our foe.
Here, I found Farinor's orders inside the palace. What do you make of them?
Nothing yet. Let's take a moment to regroup. Your valor secured a firm ally in Regent Corinway and showed the Alliance representatives the threat we face. Whatever the Worm Cult intends, the Stirk Fellowship will be ready to meet them. Thanks to you.
You're welcome. Oh, so nice. I got a skill point. Red Revelry bottle. Be wary of what you imbibe during one of the Sanguine's many revels. Imagine what would have happened had you sipped from this particular vintage. Ooh, well, I definitely want to sip from it then. So the Stirk Fellowship battle robes. Oh, nice. I'm going to turn that. I'm going to put that on, particularly because I want to see what they look like.
The conflict in the Palace District proved the Stirk Fellowship can defeat the Worm Cult in open battle. Yet we have to locate our foe to fight them. Farinor and Wormblood are somewhere on this island. We simply need to hunt them down.
Well, as you know, I found her orders from Wormblood. That may be a place to start.
That was my thought as well. The Worm Cult plans to move something important through the passages beneath. Wormblood's orders directed Farinor to ensure its safety. Whatever they're moving, they obviously consider it important. We should stop them.
Do we know where the passages beneath are?
Not precisely, but passages beneath sound like tunnels to me. I want you to locate them and then act as you deem best to foil the Worm Cult. Take Waxen Ash with you. She is an excellent scout and has crossed staves with the Worm Cult before.
All right. Waxen Ash and I will stop the Worm Cult shipment. Though I thought this passages beneath, I actually didn't, at least from how it was used in that letter that we found, I actually thought it was a person or a group, not a place.
Remember, time may not be on our side. We do not know how many more Soul Reapers the Worm Cult created or where they are. Two of you can find answers more swiftly than one. Explain the situation to Waxen Ash, then go find the passages beneath.
Any thought about what the Worm Cult is planning?
Many, and none of them good. The orders you found mentioned something called the Gift of Death. The cult is harvesting souls with their reapers for some so-called great work, and they have Vanus Galarian. How it fits together, I cannot say.
And you don't know anything about the Gift of Death?
All I know is that it does not sound good. If Wormblood wants the Gift of Death, then I do not want him to get it. Keep your eyes and ears open, comrade. If you learn something more, let me know.
Will do. What do you think Wormblood meant by a great work?
Who knows? Some horrible necromantic ritual, most likely. Wormblood's orders mention souls, after all. And the cult is here in numbers we've rarely seen before. Why Solstice? What are they trying to do here? That is what we need to learn.
I wonder what's going on behind him. Remind me about Vanus Galarian.
It might disappoint Vanus to learn he isn't as famous as he thinks. He's the founder and guildmaster of the Mages Guild. Gabrielle knows him better than I do. She has been standing in for Vanus ever since the Worm Cult captured him.
That's right. How did the Worm Cult capture Vanus Galarian?
They overwhelmed Vanus when they attacked the Earth Forge, cast him through a portal to Cold Harbor. It would have been wiser to slay him, perhaps, but they must need him for something. We could certainly use Vanus here now.
That is true. Can you tell me anything more about Soul Reapers?
They are fearsome devices. Whenever we fought the Worm Cult before, we expected those foul necromancers to turn our own dead against us, their own as well. We had to kill everything twice, but that was about corpses, not souls.
The Worm Cult didn't have Soul Reapers before? Where did they come from?
The Soul Reapers are new, as I understand things. The Worm Cult did not have them during the Plane Meld, or when we assaulted Cold Harbor. I presume they have been building these weapons in secret on Solstice and planning their revenge for a long time.
Any thought about what the worm cult is planning?
Many, and none of them good. The orders you found mentioned something called the Gift of Death. It might disappoint Vanus to learn he isn't as famous as he thinks. He's the founder and guild master of the Mages Guild. Gabrielle knows him better than I do. She has been standing in for Vanus ever since the worm cult captured him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had actually heard that already. Ah, so walks in ash.
I thought I sensed the prince taking the measure of my scales. He has a task in mind for the two of us, does he not?
Mm-hmm.
Very well, I am agreeable. What do we need to do?
Prince Azal wants us to find the worm cult's passages beneath, but we don't have much to go on.
A tricky task. Finding the crocodile's wallow by wading through the reeds may take some time. Quicker to just ask someone who knows where she nests. As it turns out, I captured a worm cult bone lord in the fight for the palace district.
Where's this worm cult prisoner now?
I was not quite sure what to do with him after I knocked him senseless, so I had our soldiers take him to Sunport's guardhouse just north of the city's western gate. I doubt he will be happy to see me, but perhaps you can get him to talk.
All right, I can certainly try. All right, so for this we need to the guardhouse. Okay, we'll go over here. Was this a guardhouse already? No, Central Square. Oh, because we're in the Palace District, that's right. The guardhouse is perhaps out that way, maybe? Let's see. Okay, so things are certainly starting to spice up. Of course, Farinar escaped from our clutches. We weren't able to get her, but we were at least able to take back the palace. That's one thing. We'll then see essentially what this next part, particularly the passages beneath, what that actually means. But that is then essentially going to be it for today, or tonight, I should say. Yeah, that's everything for tonight. We actually got quite a lot done. We explored pretty much the whole island, so we were at least able to identify all of the different points of interest, potential areas for side quests. We killed all of the 3 world bosses already. I'm really excited to do the 2 delves and then the public dungeon as well. Those are usually quite fun. We completed then 2 of the main quests for the main story of the 5 that there appear to be. But I'm very much enjoying the new chapter. It's very much in line with the previous chapters in terms of cadence, in terms of how they essentially develop the story bit by bit, just giving little tidbits in each section in each quest for the main quest. So I'm quite liking it. I don't think it's anything world-shattering or high or incredibly innovative, but it's very much in line with how the previous chapter releases have been, and I think that's good. I think people do like that generally. So we'll see essentially where things are going to go from here. But we are going to essentially keep it, or we're essentially going to end there, like I said. And I do want to really try to continue, because this is new, I want to try to continue Elder Scrolls streams a little bit more. I'm going to focus on those a little bit more, kind of put the other games on the side. So we're not going to do Lord of the Rings, or maybe we'll do one Lord of the Rings stream sometime. Oh, I just noticed that the music here is gone. Let me turn that on in the background. Audio background, yes. But yeah, we'll see. Essentially, I want to get this new region done, and then we'll get back into the other streams and the other games as well. But thanks everyone for joining. This has been Arageld again, Elder Scrolls Online, the new chapter that's been released, Season of the Worm Cult. So thanks for joining, thanks for your inputs, and I look forward to seeing everyone in the next stream. Go ahead and give us a like if you liked it, subscribe, etc. And we will otherwise see each other in the next stream. Take care, everyone.